What's up, comic book fans? And welcome to Comics Icons. Now, JJ, what they call me. And today, we got issue number 14 of Absolute Batman and the finale of the Abomination story arc. And ladies and gentlemen, I know y'all been waiting on this one. This is that big issue we've been waiting on, Batman versus Bane, and it's about to go down. It's fight night, y'all. And in case you missed the last issue of this series, I'll go ahead and put a link at the top of the screen so you can catch that to see how we got here, and then go and double back and catch up with the rest of us. Because like I said, it's about to go down in this here thing. But when we last left off with this series, Batman had announced to the world finally of his existence. And he also announced that there were monsters being created in Arkham, and they were living right beneath Gotham. And then he challenged Bane to a one-on-one brawl with him, with the two of them, to be broadcasted for the world to see. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, because I'm not even going to waste any more of your time, this right here, this is fire, and it's about to go down. So if you guys are ready for this one-on-one smash battle between these two mammoth hulking individuals, both juiced up off of that venom, because yeah, Bruce Wayne got that venom now. They worked on him at Arkham. Then you guys know what time it is. Let's get it. So we kick this issue off with Alfred talking to Bruce, and he's basically trying to pump Bruce up for this fight. He's like, it's the fight of your life, kid. Are you ready? But Bruce has got everything else in his head right now. Everything that's happened with his friends, the venom surgery that happened with him, the face of Bane. So he's got everything else in his mind. So he's not really paying attention to Alfred right now. Alfred's like, hey, you listening? He's like, yeah, I'm listening. But we see that he's not. He sees everybody. But Alfred still tries to keep him at attention. Bruce, stay with me. We use one infusion now as a test. Make sure your system can handle it. And then we use the other one in the ring against Bane. But again, Bruce has got everything else in his mind right now. He's not too much listening to Alfred. And Alfred finally pulls out a gun. He's like, kid, if your system takes to it, we're good. But if not, I'll make it quick. Now, what do you want to do? Bruce is like, let's go to war. He ready for it. It's about to go down, y'all. I don't know how many times I can say. I know you're tired of me saying it's about to go down, but that's how hyped I am, because it's about to go down. Sorry. But then we pick up with a news broadcast, and they're reacting to the statements that Batman had made in the previous issue and his announcement to the world of who he was. But the broadcast gets interrupted with an address from the mayor, and he tells them, fellow Gothamites, I am here tonight to assure you that despite what the terrorist Batman claims, there are no monsters hidden away beneath our streets. In fact, the only monster in this city is him. And whatever dangerous theatrics he was planning tonight at Veterans Arena will not be happening. Still, we insist that everyone honor the 11 p.m. curfew put in place after the Black Mask attack and remain home and safe from the Batman's lawless violence. Thank you, and God bless Gotham. And then we get a little glance at the absolute Dick Grayson. You see him as an EMT, and he's like, Batman again? A little wink, wink. But the news broadcast then continues on, and he's like, well, there you have it. There is no fight tonight. But then we pick up with the mayor, and he's talking to Harvey Bullock, and he's saying, hey, so the fight happens at midnight. It came straight from above. No one gets within 10 blocks of that place, except for Batman and him. And Bullock's like, all right, that's a bet. Yes, sir. Meanwhile, we get a glimpse of Selena Kyle, and she's looking at the Batman mask, and she's speaking to it. I don't know if you can hear me, but if you can, I hope you have a damn good plan. And then we pick up with Bane, the hulking monster Bane, as he's getting ready for this fight. And the doctor that's with him tells Bane, you should be aware, according to our data, Subject 27 likely still has at least one infusion left in his system. And Bane's like, I'm counting on it. If his system tolerates the venom, he can be your new project from now on. And the doctor's like, all right, fair enough, because with the recent enhancement, there's no comparison. But Bane, after this fight, your system will need a long rest. And he tells her, the heart's only true nurse. All I want is rest, Dr. Arkham. One more fight. One more, and I'll have it. And one thing I really like with this issue, what they've been doing, if you've been paying attention to the previous issues, they've been building up a story in Bruce's past about Waylon heading into a big time fight. And here we finally have Fight Night, which coincides with Bane versus Batman. So you kind of getting this same thing back and forth, how they handled that versus how they handled this. And this kicks off with Croc walking to the ring, Waylon Jones walking to the ring, getting ready for his fight. And the announcer's like, and here we go, folks. An unprecedented epic 10-round battle between challenger Waylon Jones and champ Bibbo Babowski. As we at the same time see Bane walking into the arena. Well, here I am. I said here I am. Where's your champion? Meanwhile, Harley Quinn's Red Hood gang, they all meet Bane and light up the arena, revealing Batman standing there waiting for him. Hello, he tells Bane. At the same time, though, Alfred's looking from wherever the hell he's looking from. And he's like, all right, kid, here we go. Remember the plan. You want to wear him down. Keep at him until he uses up all his venom. And then, when he's got nothing left, use yours. But Batman's like, all right, stop talking. It's time. And then he calls on Harley. And Harley's like, yep, make him famous. And even though the news said that there wouldn't be any broadcast of the fight tonight, Batman and team already has that covered, as they got drones, a sea of drones covering all the footage from this fight. And then Bane reacts, the great public watches. I hope you've learned some new techniques so we can give them an actual spectacle. Let's see. But back on that fight night, we pick up with Bruce. And if you remember, he bet against Waylon winning. So he's now talking with the bookie or whatever, and he's telling him, and the bookie's telling him, so it's all set. And the 7th, Jones loses big, and then we win big. And as that match starts with Croc Jones and Bibbo Babowski, so does Batman and Bane. As the first move is made when Batman steps on a detonator, and a huge explosion rocks as a building topples down into the arena, landing on Bane. And Batman tells him, I call this move, welcome to Gotham. And Bane chuckles, just as the building splatters right on top of him. Boom! Rocking the arena. Then we see back with that Croc Jones fight, as Croc also led off the fight. Comes out swinging. But then with the current fight, Bane stands up through all of the rubble and just shakes it off like it was nothing. You think I don't see what you're doing, little one, he tells Batman. Meanwhile, Alfred's in the Batmobile, and he's like, locked in, kid, and Batman tells him to fire. And he fires a couple harpoons right through Bane. And at that same time, we see that past fight with Killer Croc. And 3 rounds into this, he's still taking it to the champ. He's looking good right now, fresh out the gate. But Bane, meanwhile, after he just took those harpoons to the back like it's nothing, Alfred thinks to himself, as I come around and hit Bane again, I make the mistake of glancing at him. He's already healed, but how? In his size, something is wrong. And Bane is even bigger and more jacked than the last time these guys saw him. As Alfred continues to think while he's driving that Batmobile, his speed too. I'm tumbling through the air before I know it. Come on, is that all you've got? Bane yells. And then Alfred continues to think, but what Batman lacks in power and speed, he makes up for in brutality, as we see him stab Bane right in the eye with the edge of that freaking cape. He's a genius at violence, Alfred thinks. And I've known some prodigies in my day, but him, he moves like a man ecstatic, a man born to do this very thing. He doesn't hesitate, not even when Bane regrows his eyeball. Yeah, Bane regrew his eyeball because Batman pulled it out with the cape. That's freaking insane. Wrap your mind around that. But Alfred continues to think while he watches this fight. The kid revels in it. The bringing forth of blood from those who deserve it. The blood of people who never see their own in the open air. People so powerful, they've almost forgotten what courses through their own veins. Until Batman shows them in red spraying arcs. But then Bane grabs him, which is, it's ridiculous if you're looking at the scale of these two guys, because Batman, remember, is like 6'9", 420 pounds. Why is he a mini-me? He looks like a toy fighting Bane. How is this even possible? Bane plucks the edge of his cape like a little bug and like catching a wing off a fly. And Alfred's like, kid, no! And then as Bane gets ready to sling Batman, he tells him, you know, we're not that different, you and me, as he spikes him down to the ground and continues. The truth is, I look at you and I see myself, young, stupid, and slams him again. but playtime is over. So go on now. Use it. It's your only move. But Batman is like, not quite now. And Harley Quinn, meanwhile, is like, release the green machine. And they open up the floor, revealing claws that come out, and Killer Croc is in this fight now as he jumps out and lunges at Bane. The thing that was once Waylon Jones tears at him, ripping off chunks of flesh, swallowing him whole. Alfred thinks. Bane infuses more venom. I can hear the sickening squelch of muscle fibers multiplying, thickening. He grows bigger, impossibly big. The wounds close. But God bless him, the kid keeps on. As Batman takes out that battle axe and slices through Bane. Ah, you little, and Batman's like, what? No fancy quote? Towards gnats and fleas, we should show no pity. As he flings Batman right into the rafters like he's nothing. Then we pick back up with that Waylon Jones and Bibbo Babowski fight. Champ comes roaring back. This could be trouble for Jones, the announcer says. As we move into the latter half, who expected this to be a classic? Lord, that was a brutal hook by Bibbo. Hit him again, the bookie says while Bruce Wayne and Selina are there with him. Hit him again so freaking hard they'll fill it up in the nosebleeds. And we see Bruce Wayne leave that bookie as the announcer says at the same time. And with no one in his corner, Jones looks lost. And the bookie's like, ha! This is it. Your boy goes down next round hard. But he doesn't notice that Bruce is leaving. Then we pick up with the current fight. And Harley Quinn's like, Bats. So this is probably when someone gives you a big inspirational speech. But I'm just going to tell you to get the hell up. Cool? And Batman's like, cool. Now get back in there and save that alligator. Crocodile. Batman corrects her. Meanwhile, on the intercom, Alfred tells Batman, kid, he just keeps infusing more venom. I don't know what his max level is. Hell, I don't know that he has one anymore. And now it looks like he's getting ready to lay the finishing final blow on Killer Croc as he's got both edges of his mouth about to rip him open. While Batman is lunging in while still talking to Alfred, and he's like, what's your point, Pennyworth? My point is, I don't think you can get him to reach some max level at all. If you use the venom now, maybe you can at least get out of... But Batman's like, no, we stick to the plan as he dives through the air with that axe. Waylon! And Harley Quinn double checks to make sure the cameras are still live, which they are. And then we pick back up in that old school fight with Jones and Bibbo as Bruce runs to his friend's aid halfway through the 7th, and Jones is barely hanging on, the announcer says. Hey! As Bruce pushes the security guard out of the way to go help his boy. Just like he does in the current day, helping his boy as he lunges through the air with that axe. And what is a super dope shot, which I think I'm going to use in the thumbnail. So if you're watching this video now, that's how we got this thumbnail. And at the same time, Bruce is being held back by security and he's at the gate trying to plead with his friend. Wait! And Waylon's like, Bruce, he's like, yeah, I'm here. Just as he is once again as he brings that axe down across the back of the ginormous Bane. Ah! Causing Bane to let go of his grip on Waylon. And Bruce tells his friend, it's all right, Way. Go, and thank you. I got this. And then he climbs up on the back of Bane. And he tells Bane, I severed your spine, which means you can't use your legs anymore. But that's okay. You still have your arms. And Batman gets to slicing again. Oh, man. Now you can't use your arms either. But hey, you can still bite me. And no, we're not that different, Bane. We both lost fathers. The difference is, I didn't break my father's back or his heart. This Bane yells, and he still manages to get up and throw Batman off. Bane, it's incredible. Your system. It's surpassing any limit we thought possible, the doctor says to him as she's watching on. You think you can win, Bane says, as he slams his fist down at Batman. That you're better than me? You're nothing. As we pick back up with that old school fight, this could be it for Jones. Bibbo has a deathlock on that rear naked choke. Nothing! As we flip back over to Bane in this current day. Me, I'll give everything. Also, my people at home could be safe. Because this is war. It's all war. But I'm done. It's your turn now. Your turn! And he smashes his fist down on Batman again. Those giant fists that are alone. One fist completely swallows Batman whole. I can't believe what I'm seeing, Bane. Your cells, the doctor says. The doctor tells him. They've moved beyond self-repairing and becoming almost embryonic, undifferentiated. If 27 is anything like you, you're a miracle. Now use it, Bane repeats to Batman. As at that same time, Bruce is yelling out to Wayland, come on, Wayne, don't give up. Boom! Bane smashes current day Batman again. Meanwhile, in that past, in that old school fight, Jones searching for some last reserve of strength as he tries to climb to his feet. Do it, kid. Use the venom. Bane tells the current day Batman, it's your only chance of making it out of there alive. Please. And Bane continues that. Go on. Use it. And Batman coughs up. All right. You win. You want me to use the venom? I'll use it. Catwoman, take the shot. And we see Catwoman standing there with her gun. I got you, baby. As we didn't see that in that past fight, Jones goes airborne, flips him using the champ's own weight. As Waylon Jones takes advantage and backflips Bimbo Lebowski while he was holding him. And at the same time, we see the Bane and Batman fight as he used the venom against him and shot him with more venom. No, the doctor says. And at the same time, in that old school fight, do you believe in miracles? The announcer shouts. And then we pick up with current day Bane as he's now been injected with all of this extra venom. Wait, stop! And Batman's like, no. And he lunges his axe, landing straight in the back of Bane, right where that venom seeps in through, right where his, where that reserve tank hits him at. Boom! I can't help but laugh then, as Alfred continues to think. Laugh like I haven't in years. Because this kid, bloody hell, but how? As we see Bane turning into this freakishly, ridiculously disgusting monster. Then we go back 2 days ago with Catwoman and Bruce as she watches on as Bruce Wayne is having a surgery by his old pal, Edward Nygma. So how much of this stuff am I taking out of you again, he asked Bruce. All of it, Eddie. Every drop. I'll beat him my own way. Meanwhile, as Catwoman is filling up these vials with the juice that they've taken out of Batman, whatever happens, I'm proud of you, Wayne, she tells him. Then we pick up with that old school fight back in the day. Unbelievable! Jones has done it! And at the same time, we see a current day Catwoman. She's like, no, now go kick this guy's ass. As we pick up with Batman like he's climbing out of this liquefied mess that was Bane. And at the same time, we see that old school fight. Did that really just happen? As Waylon is ecstatic after he just won, and Batman and Bruce Wayne is holding him up, and he's like, I hope so, because I bet it all on you, brother. And Waylon's like, shut up, for real? I'm serious. Even Falcone's portion, he tells Waylon. I want Wayne dead. You hear me? Which was Falcone. I kept saying Bookie. My bad, y'all. But in current day, Alfred is thinking to himself, now in hindsight, I understand how he won. Batman, I see it. As we then see everybody watching along on TV, Martha with Jim Gordon. This keeps up, I'm going to need a bigger TV. And Alfred continues to think, the thing all kings and generals and masters of war always fail to take into account, that for some soldiers, winning isn't the point. Because there's a fight that's bigger than any war. It's old as time and immediate as a baby's scream. And there's no end to it, ever. Not really. It's about doing what's right. No more, no less. So for someone like Batman, he's not fighting to win. He's fighting to fight. The fight is the point. For home. For the people he loves. As we see him dump that gooey carcass or whatever the hell that is that was Bane into the water. Then we pick up with Harvey and Oswald watching this fight from in their hospital beds on the TV screen. You see that, Oz? Bruce kicked him right into the bay. And Alfred continues to think, and I'm grateful to Batman for the reminder. Then later on, we pick up with Selena and she's on a plane. Did you have a nice visit to Gotham, Miss Kyle? Stewardess asks her. That's one way to describe it, she responds. Can I take that for you? And she responds to the stewardess. No, I'll keep this one with me, thanks. As she opens it up and reveals that she kept one vial of that venom. Then we pick back up with that doctor as she got back the Bane coop. And she's like, well, good morning. I must say, Bane, you're looking wonderful today. Your cells, they're just such a marvel. But I'm here because someone else wants to talk to you. Here, and she turns on the screen revealing it as Joker. Bane, I just wanted to put your mind at ease. This whole incident, I see it as a minor setback. Now, look, I know you were hoping to retire, cede the role, but my sincere belief is that wouldn't make you happy. Not really, lying around in Santa Prisca with the family. Come on, you love it too much. This war. So, as your friend, I'd like to help. As he shows him in Santa Prisca, what was the name of your father's rebel group again? Cilios Libres? What a beautiful name. Free skies. See, that's how I want you to feel from now on, so you can focus on what you really love. Unburdened, liberated. As he drops bombs on Santa Prisca, Bane's family. As Bane watches and Joker says, free. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the issue. Damn, y'all, did I tell y'all this was cold-blooded or what? Joker is cold. First and foremost, he made Bane watch as he blew up his family and then told him you ain't going nowhere. Gangster. But ladies and gentlemen, what did y'all think about this issue and this fight and this absolute universe so far? They just keep dropping fire after fire after fire. And how hyped are you for that Joker issue? This right around the corner. Y'all know I can't wait to bring it to y'all. I think this has just been absolute fire. I've been loving everything they doing right now. And I can't wait to see what happens next. But you guys know I want to hear all your thoughts and theories. What do you think? Who do you think that Selena Kyle is working for? Y'all think she's working with the Joker? I mean, I don't think she's working with the Joker because they got the Venom. She wouldn't be stealing it for him. So who do y'all think this other player is? Well, or is there another player? You think she's just going to sell it to the highest bidder? You know, I want to hear all your thoughts and theories because y'all be having some good ones. And of course, as always, if you guys want to support this channel and support your boy, because I ain't gonna lie to y'all, hey, this is fun, but this is some work. Your boy is working a full-time job, then coming home and spending about 4 or 5 hours to get these videos done for you after I spent my money to buy these videos. So show your boy some love and help me out with that like button. Share this video and subscribe to the channel for the biggest icons in the comic book world. And you can also do a huge service by hitting that hype button. But ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time. I'm out. Peace.